we are back with a Connected Design news update, and we get to sit down 2 weeks out, but who's counting? Less than 14 days from CEDIA Expo in Denver with Mr. Jason McGraw, Group Vice President there for CEDIA Expo. Jason, I could ask how you're doing. I'm almost afraid what the answer might be. 2 weeks. I know what it can be like 2 weeks out from a show, but how are you doing?
Well, it's a crazy busy time for everybody, right? And counting down the last days to the show, a flurry of activity. But everything's going great. We're really excited about the upcoming show in Denver, and hundreds of attendees are registering every single day. We see exciting new product announcements from our exhibitors on the show floor. Of course, finalizing all the arrangements for the show and all the logistics. But we've been there a few years now in Denver, so we're very familiar with the facility and our vendors. So, we're looking forward to a smooth running event and an exciting event this year. There's so much new, so we can't wait to get there.
No, it's going to be a good time. I feel like is it one of those things, and a little bit of trade show experience. I know we've talked about that in the past from my history in the trade show world with the association side of things, but I feel like all of the planning that you mentioned, it's the craziness right now. Is it like, not that it's time off, but you kind of get to sit back and watch it, take place? I know there's work that goes on site, but like by the time you get there to Denver, is it more, I hate to use the word relaxing, right? Because I know it's not, but like you get to see all of your hard work play out in front of you.
Well, the day after the show, we plan actually several years in advance, right? From booking the show dates, the facility. But I would say, 18 months before the show. So, I mean, we're actually already working on the 27 show next year in Las Vegas. And we've done a site visit there. We're talking to exhibitors about, their space needs for next year and rebooking their exhibits already, right? So, but yeah, there's a long tail here that goes into building up a successful show. And, hopefully all the plans come together and it's about execution on site. And, delivering a great customer experience for everybody and, being the host. So we'll be everywhere at the show and around and on the floor and at the keynote and all the special events and networking receptions and parties and, the tons of content this year. So it's just so much that comes together. There's so many people that work on the show. We work very closely with the CEDIA Association team and our internal operations and marketing team, sales team, et cetera, on our side. And, I hate to say it takes a village. That sounds so cliche, but it's probably over 100 people collectively that work on putting the show together, between, our team and the association team and, our key vendor personnel that we work with to bring it all together, so that everybody comes and has a great experience, and, it's very rewarding to see it all happen. And, you got a blank piece of concrete on the show floor that suddenly, in a matter of a few days, transforms into this magical technology buffet, if you will, of, incredible products and all the pieces you need to put whole home systems together. So it's going to be fantastic.
For sure. And what you mentioned some of those new things. What are you most excited about seeing, or what new aspect of this year's event, kind of catches your eye or has you most interested to go see in person when we get there?
Oh, sure. Every year I'm amazed at some of the exhibit displays. How the brands are presenting their products, and I expect the same this year. In fact, we're introducing a new Best Booth Awards program this year. So. We're going to be judging the booths and see who had the best booth by size. There's different size categories and product categories, but celebrating that experience part, for the attendee, what they come, what they see. So I'm always surprised every year, like, wow, that's not the same as last year. That's different. They have this new cool product that they're presenting it this way. I like the interactivity. Experience, especially with the sound rooms, the home theater demos, both on the show floor in the back of the hall, plus in some of the exhibitor booths and downstairs in the meeting rooms of the convention center. We have a number of demo rooms right behind the registration area as well. I think there's 20 different sound room demos this year. So that's exciting to me. And there's always lines, to get in there. And sometimes you have to come back a second or third time till you can get in. but it's really amazing, to see and hear and experience those products firsthand in application. I think that's a great feature of the show. All new content this year, some really great sessions on the Smart Stage and the CEDIA conference, manufactured product training sessions this year. So we always start from scratch, right? So it's not like wash, rinse, repeat. It's brand new content every year, and I think there's a lot of value there for attendees that want to up their game, and get some professional development skills, but also like, hey, where's the industry going? How's that going to help me with my business? AI is a buzz, two words.
Yeah.
We have the AI chefs coming back this year with a hands-on AI lab on the show floor from IMCCA. CEDIA has a number of AI sessions in their conference program. You're going to see it in a bunch of the exhibitors' booths this year. I think nearly every control systems brand is integrated AI capabilities into their products this year. Of course, Josh AI's had AI in the name for some time, but I know they're rolling out the new product suite this year. So I think you're going to see AI everywhere at the show, right? And I think it's important. It's moving so fast. So just trying to get like level set on what's going on. How is this going to affect your business? How does it improve the systems that you're providing to your clients? So I think there's a lot of learning opportunities there on the show this year. And, we have some new social events, right? So we, of course, have the opening party with the C Pro All-Star Band on Wednesday night. We've added a new pub crawl on the last night, Friday night, in several of the downtown bars right after the show closes. We have a new Day of Discovery networking reception that integrators can come and meet with designers, builders, and architects at the show on Wednesday afternoon. Destination Outdoors, which is right across the street. The Coastal Source is working with Lutron this year. Some great activations out there. You'll see a number of new product activations in some of the lobby areas at the show and outside. We've got Comcast, KEF, K-Ray. We had a number of things that will be new and different this year that attendees will see and experience when they get there. I know I'm kind of rattling on here from
you're good.
My mind. There's just a lot.
Yeah.
We have Duncan Wardle, CEDIA's keynoter, on the first morning of the show. Duncan is a former Disney executive and really talking about that intersection of innovation, creation, creativity, and AI. And I think that'll be a really dynamite session to kick the show off the first morning as well. We have a manufacturer panel for the first time on our Smart Stage, kicking off Thursday morning's programming there. With leading brand executives talking about, how they see the state of play in the future of the industry. So that's another great session that we've added. We've added a CE Pro 100 integrator panel on the first day, really talking about, what's going on in the business from the people doing it. And I think that'll be cool as well. There's just so much. When people say there's nothing new, I mean, we've already received over 200 new product announcements from exhibitors.
Hey, as a member of the press, I'll tell you, my inbox is flooded. So, there's plenty of new for sure that's happening.
So I say to people, like, how can you afford not to come this year, right? Like, it's so core to the business of the channel. Custom integration, residential, solutions at the show. Registrations are really strong. I mentioned that. It is the Super Bowl, the homecoming week, the pinnacle of the year in North America for the Resi channel, and people gather, and it's a great time to see your friends and colleagues, but it's also a time for discovery and investing in your own business. If you come to the show and you don't leave with some actionable takeaways that would help, new product lines. We have over 65 new exhibitors this year. So there's new products, new solutions on the floor. And we've talked about new products. I keep saying that, but that's one of the primary reasons that we survey attendees every year, all shows, not just CEDIA Expo, but, people come to see new products. They want to see what's new, what's next,
Right.
and we'll have that in volume at the show
Yeah.
this year.
So yeah, obviously you mentioned a lot of new. I know one of the constants the last couple of years has been Denver. Last year in Denver, but talk about just what the city's meant to CEDIA Expo over the last couple of years. And I don't know for sure. Pub crawl sounds like a great way as like a swan song for Denver. But are you guys planning anything as this being like a last year there before moving on to Vegas?
Well, just quickly, I mean, we've been in Denver for several years now. It's been a successful city for us, even before the pandemic, and since it's a great destination, easy to get to with direct flight connections. All the hotels are in walking distance to the convention center downtown. They've buttoned up all their construction projects in the city, so it's great to walk around. There's tons of bars and restaurants. There's a lot of craft breweries, entertainment venues. If you're interested in obviously the great outdoors, there's the Rocky Mountains and tons of parks, within a short drive. There's so much to do, right? And I think as far as a convention city or host city, it's an excellent city. And in fact, when we surveyed attendees and exhibitors previously, 80% of attendees and exhibitors say Denver's wonderful, great home, for the show. At the same token, everybody wants the show to go someplace else too. And historically, that's been the case. CEDIA has been in different different cities. And, so we said, okay, we heard you loud and clear. We're listening. So we've gone out and we've booked future dates in other cities. And so we're going to Las Vegas to the convention center in their new West Hall. Great facility. So we'll be there, after Labor Day next year. So we heard that clearly, like, hey, don't be before Labor Day, be after Labor Day. Unfortunately, when we book these dates many years in advance, they you get what you can get, and there's high demand this time of year for meetings. You're competing with all different kinds of industries and, for space. And it's not just in Denver, it's everywhere, right, across the country. So, we had to do a lot of work to go around and see where we could take the show, get the right number of dates, get the hall space we need, hotel package. There's a lot of work that goes into it, right? And we know everybody has their favorite city. Take the show to Kansas City. But honestly, we're trying to put it in the best places we can, so that it'll have a great experience for attendees and exhibitors. So our plan is to rotate around. We'll go to Orlando. We're looking to go to Dallas in the future. They're building a brand new convention center there. Dallas has been successful for the show in the past. So, we're looking at different cities. Will we return to Denver in the future? Yes. I mean, it's a great city. So I think we're definitely looking at, our future rotation dates further out. And, does the show come back and make a stop in Denver? That's quite a possibility. And, we may look at other cities too. I think the best thing is no matter where the show is, it's going to be fantastic. But we realize that for a lot of attendees, it's like, hey, this is also my time off from work. I want to go and have some fun. I want to do some things before and after, et cetera. And there's tons of options in Denver. I think Denver's fantastic for that. But we understand that, like, hey, there might be attendees that would go to the show if it was in Vegas or if it was in Orlando. Like, so by moving it around, we know that we're going to see a mixture moving forward of geographically where some of the attendees come from. I mean, the show always pulls people from across the country and internationally, regardless of where it is. We're listening. We love feedback and input, but we want to make sure that we're set up for success long term, and that's why we are looking to move it around.
Yeah, no, I mean, I agree with you. Denver's been awesome. I think it's been a lot of fun to go there. A city that I don't think prior to CEDIA I had been to. So there's that. It got me out to Denver to go experience it. So, and I'm sure I'm not the only one, that could say that. But yeah, also excited too to go around and check out new venues and some old stomping grounds as well, for sure. I know I can't remember the last time CEDIA was in Vegas. So I'd have to go dig through the books to find out when. It might be a while.
It would have been way back machine. Not in my memory, but
right.
And I know I've come to the show for more than 2 decades.
Yeah.
it's a great destination, a lot of options,
Sure.
you know. But no matter where we go, there's going to be
Yeah.
somebody that says, "Oh, why did you go there?" But I think the vast majority of people are like, "Hey, this is great." I'm coming for the show. Everything
Right.
else is around, but there'll be plenty of hotels. There'll be plenty of places to go and eat and drink and have networking opportunities and experiences. And Vegas is very popular. It was the number one in our attendee survey. So we think we'll see a big boost going to Vegas next year with people that maybe they haven't come to the show in the last couple of years, and they'll come back. But every year we get new attendees. It's not just the rank and
Yep.
file that come every year, which is great. We love the fact that there's attendees still that have been coming to the show for decades, and that's important. But you also need to also get some new people, and so we try to do that every year. And we have the same this year. We have a lot of new registrants for the show, and so we're excited for them to come as well as the returning attendees and experience everything there is to offer.
Awesome. Well, we're looking forward to it. I know, like I said, we're sitting down right now, 2 weeks away. So I got some packing to do, some last minute shopping as well. But no, Jason, I appreciate you taking the time. I'm looking forward to getting out there and clearing out my inbox too, man, because there are a ton of new product announcements and things that my schedule's already jammed with meetings and appointments and booth visits and sound room visits. So it's going to be a lot of fun. But I appreciate you taking the time this close to the show. Catch us up on what's going on, and wish you guys nothing but the best, and I'll see you out there.
I appreciate it, Rob. And just a parting comment, if you haven't registered for the show yet, go to CEDIAExpo.com. You can register online and then pick up your badge at registration at the show. We still have hotel rooms available in Denver, and there's a resource on the website to find available hotel rooms in our hotel block. So that's still, it's not too late, is my message.
Awesome.
So, please think about it and plan to join us. It's going to be a fantastic event this year, and I'll look forward to welcoming everybody there.
Awesome. We'll see you there.
Thanks, Rob.